hand of the Lord.
Right, the king's heart
Yeah,
is in
yeah.
the hand of the Lord, yeah?
Yeah.
It's like you have a king, you know, like, so is the king, so is his subjects.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord,
Yeah.
yeah?
As the rivers of water,
Right,
he turneth it whithersoever he will.
right, so the Most High can put spirits into everybody,
Okay.
right? Because remember, everybody's got their part to play. You know what God means?
Yeah, well, Emmanuel was.
No, you know what God did?
God
It
is
comes from
with
the
us.
term theos. You know what theos?
I'm not as up to it as you are.
Right,
but,
theos comes from you know where you get the term theatre from?
Yeah.
That's where you get the term theatre. God, yeah?
Yeah.
So it means this is his play.
Yeah.
And it's going to come to pass. It's like it said in Deuteronomy that certain his people, because you know God's got a chosen people as well. Did you know that? The Israelites, yeah?
Yeah.
And what happened? What happened to them in Egypt? Ever watched Cecil B. DeMille's movies? They make movies about Egypt and all that. I know they don't make the colours the characters dark skinned, but the characters now who?
Yeah.
Caucasian, isn't it? Yeah, everything's because what it is because you're in power. There's an analogy. Just imagine I'm going to move into your house,
Okay.
yeah, and you sold it to me, and you
Yeah.
said, you know what, let's move back to Australia. Oh, let's leave everything in there. Let's go back. We've got enough money now.
Okay.
And I walk in there and I look and I say, all your pictures on the wall. I'm not just going to sit down and live in there with your pictures. I'm going to take them down and put mine up.
Yeah.
And that's what happens during the Renaissance.
Yeah, and the thing is that I've read recently as well is when you've got the pictures of Christ or symbols of the Lord, like a cross or whatever, it's very good as well.
Symbols of
Christ.
is what?
It's good.
No, that's idols. Did you know that? That's idol worship.
But even if
You're
you
idolizing Christ. though.
idolizing Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it says don't idolize in image. You understand? We have depictions of him
Yeah.
because it tells you what he looks
But if
like.
you've got-
because the
but
picture
if you've
speaks
got-
1,000
but if
words.
you've got
I
pictures
don't bow down to it.
No, but if you you're not going to
You're doing the
follow
church.
you're not going to follow any other god though. You've got to
No, there's
follow
only one
Christ.
God.
Yeah.
There's
Christ.
no. There's the God and then there's Christ.
God
Christ-
and Christ is the Trinity, isn't it?
No, the Trinity is just that they're in accordance. The Scripture tells you.
So is it wrong for me to focus on a vision of Christ?
No, because he's our lawyer.
Yeah.
He's our intermediate. Now we can't go, the Israelites can't go to God no more. We have to go through Christ. Because why? He sent him as his ultimate sacrifice. Because if you know the Israelites, they had the law of sacrifice. Right? And when we broke that law, because what it is, what we started to do then, we took that as, alright, so we've got a get out clause. So let's
Now, listen, do
commit
you
sin.
feel that your presence here is working? Is it doing
Of
well?
course it's working.
Yeah.
The Lord said, my word doesn't go out void.
That's
We've
good.
got many people come and say, oh, what's this about? And next minute,
Yeah.
they're walking away with some information.
How
Like,
have you
this is
found?
life
How have
and
you
death.
found our discussion today?
Huh?
How have you found?
Yeah, it's good. You know, the Lord says to be ye, what's it, ever say, be ye with every man. Be ye, how did he paraphrase it?
If possible.
Yeah, if possible, be, at peace with every man.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. What we do is we try the spirit to see if they're of God.
Yeah.
You see, like I started.
You can
to
see that I
read
am
mine.
God, can't you?
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Can you see it?
You told me a bit of information that you believe in God and whatnot. Yeah.
But you can sense it, though, can't you?
No, I can't sense it. But now I've asked you. You know what I mean? You told me I'm good, but not that good. I'm waiting for that. Yeah. So I can just go and you take my sword out and then
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
yeah, you go.
I mean, obviously,
Pick my-
I don't
my
need
cotton.
anyone's approval except for God.
But like I'm saying,
I don't have to.
but you've accepted God, innit?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Right, so get me John, get me John 15. You've not chosen, I've chosen. John 15, 16. Because everybody thinks that they choose God.
No, God chose me.
No, you just say that.
Yeah,
I'll choose
well, I've told you now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's read that.
Yeah. You keep trying to catch me up, don't you?
No, I'm doing. I'm dissecting through the scriptures. The Bible says, divide,
As soon as
rightly
I say something, you're going
divided.
to say no.
Well, I can't speak my own words because that just makes me a mortal man. But I can't speak
Okay.
these words. There's no comebacks from that.
No.
John chapter 15 verse 16.
Yeah.
You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, that your fruit should remain, and whatsoever you shall ask of the Father in my name, he will give it to you.
Right. So what's the name of the Lord? Proverbs 13 and 4.
No, don't keep trying to catch me
No,
up.
no, no.
All I know- all I-
What I'm
but
doing.
listen,
He's enjoying it. Look, he's loving it. Look, he's loving it. Proverbs 30 and 4. What I do is I back up with what I say.
Yeah,
You understand?
yeah.
Get Proverbs 30 and 4.
But make sure that when you're communicating, that you are lifting people up a bit as well.
I'm precisely
But
doing
make sure
that.
you don't
Sometimes you've got to break someone down.
Yeah,
to
you can
build
do,
them up.
yeah.
You understand? And that's what the Lord is all about.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what you're
You've
trying
got
to do
half
right
a
now.
glass, so
You're
I'm
trying
half
to break,
empty,
you're
half full.
trying to break me down.
I'm going to
build me up.
break up and build you back up again.
That's right, yeah.
So Proverbs chapter 30.
This is the last one, by the way.
Oh, okay.
There we go, yeah.
It says here, whoever ascended up into heaven or descended, who have gathered the wind in his fist.
No, get the fine.
Oh,
35.
it says here. Yeah, that's it. It says, who have bound the waters in a garment,
Oh, yeah.
and who have established all the ends
I hope you're
of the
not
earth.
making this bit up.
What
No,
is
no.
it?
Read it again.
It says here, Proverbs chapter 30, verse 4,
Right.
who have ascended up into heaven,
Right. Who's ascended up into heaven? Right. Ascended, right.
who have gathered the wind in his fist.
Who could gather the wind in his fist? You know, like, who can do that? Right? And God, yeah? As well, yeah? This is that, right?
Who have bound the waters in a garment,
Who can bound all the waters in the world in his garment? See this
Yeah.
garment? Bound it, you know?
Yeah.
who have established all the ends of the earth.
Who created everything? Yeah.
What is his name, and what is his son's name, if thou can tell.
Right, so if his name was Jesus, that would be in there.
God.
God it just means powers. Right?
Lord.
So he has a name. Just like, what's your name?
Darren.
What's your name? Right, you got names. If I said Jonathan and Dave, you wouldn't turn around, would you?
No.
Right, so God has a name as well. His son, both have names.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not God, it's not Joshua. These names is modern.
Emmanuel? No.
Yeah? That means God is with us.
Yeah.
But that's English.
Yeah.
See what I mean? What language did Jesus speak?
Hebrew?
Right. So obviously, you've got to go back to the translation of the Hebrew. Have you heard of tetragrammaton?
No.
YHWH. That's God's name. YHWH is not No, well, the Judaism, the Jews have stolen our identity. There's a modern day Jew.
Right, where's the Jew?
Huh? Huh? They
Where's the
control
nearest?
everything. They own you.
Yes, I know.
No,
yeah.
You know, they float you on the stock exchange. If you've got a birth certificate and a national insurance number, they own you.
Yeah.
Yeah?
In
See what I mean?
Judaism, when they talk about God, they write YHWH and
Yeah.
G hyphen D, right?
Yeah, but what it is, they don't say the name. They call
No.
him. What's the name they call him?
I don't know.
Hashem. Hashem. They call it that's a name. That means the name. But they won't call it on the real name because it tells you it's terrible to the heathens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they know that. That's why they say it.
Yeah.
If you ask them, they'll never say it.
And just like they say, there's 12 tribes of Israel. Right? Do you know about that?
Yeah, no, but listen, we'll do the next 12. We'll do the 12 tribes next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
So
good
what part of
talking with
Australia you come from?
Brisbane.
Brisbane. So you're original criminals then, because the British sent you over there.
Absolutely,
innit?
yeah.
I know all about that.
Yeah.
So I got to watch me back when I'm with you, innit?
That's right,
I have
yeah.
to talk to you face to face.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
turn me back on you.
It's good to see you smiling, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, have a good day. I enjoyed
You
talking
take
with you
care,
and listening
yeah?
and cool.
Yeah, you
Take
take
care.
care. Yeah. Good to chop out with them sometimes, you know? You learn a lot, you know? Yeah. Yeah, just come back to where was it?
You know what's good though, when you speak to a heathen and they know the what's the word called? They know the aim of the game, they know the end of the game, they know the ball game. You know what I'm saying? Like they know that they're going into sleep. They know what
They
they've
really
done.
know, but
they
they know they're saying, oh, these guys are screwed up. You know what I mean? What can we do with these guys? You
It's
know?
good to speak to the heathen that know that they're going into sleep. Now you can sit down and talk to Evelyn Rothschild about this shit because they'd have you obviously put to death. You know what I'm saying? They'll talk to you, but then they would have their guards waiting outside the door and say, oh, you know, escort him out home, make sure he gets home safe, he might make escort him to some dungeon somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Fucking good. But I can't like I'm sure it's shy. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to, you know, when you speak to devils and they know they're going to pay for their crime, innit? You know what I'm saying? Even though they always try and cut it, try and cut short, innit? Because it's like you're about to, what do you say about catching him out or whatever?
Yeah, but they don't like, they like the advantage.
Yeah, but he's catching himself.
Yeah, because
You know
what
what
you're
I'm
saying, and I'm delivering the scripture to counteract him.
I'm trying to catch up. Well, you're getting caught out because you're the one that's
You're the one who's saying it out of your
to
mouth.
keep doing damage control. So obviously you're getting caught out.
Because they like to take the high ground. I think they always like the high ground. Even though he might not be an Edomite, we don't know, but because he's got that,
Big
what do you call that?
Lepros.
I think he's got protection.
Complexion.
Yeah, complexion.
Oh, that's cool.
When he looks in the mirror, he just sees it Edomite.
Yeah.
I'm an Edomite. But he don't really know. He might be a...
Tries to do some mash up Michael Jackson though in the mirror.
Yeah. Where was he? Going back to where he was before they come up.
We need to go back to Ecclesiastes.
What was it? Jeremiah was Ecclesiastes. I can't remember where he was talking about before they come up. Oh, I was talking about was it Job? The King of Kings?
Yeah, Job.
18.
Same. Yeah.
Alright, so we're out here to profess to this wicked world the coming of our Lord, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. The Lord is on his way. The lion has come up from the thicket. The destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way, man.
I've not any of that to bother.
And now women are better separate from their enemies, man. Bro, can I go for a word with you? Quick, you two. Quick word. Quick word.
I'm sorry.
Huh? Don't worry, the day's coming, you're going to have to separate soon. Anyway, race wars is coming. Yeah? Read that.
Job chapter 18.
I was going to give him to him, you know what I mean?
No, they already know that. They already know.
That's why he said, no, don't take away from my queen. You know what I mean? Because he went back to you, know what I mean? He knows.
She could have been like, yeah, well, she's heard it.
Jesus, you know what I mean? I mean, that's all right, let her think. When them horns, that day when he wakes up and them horns come out and say, he's not on top of her grinding on there, he's strangling the fuck out of her, didn't he?
Because he's hungry.
Yeah.
And ain't no food in the fucking...
And he can eat her raw because he can take raw meat in his belly.
It says here, Job chapter 18, verse, I'll start from 8. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and
Right.
he walketh upon a snare.
That's the one. Walk off
jinn.
on the snare.
So the jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him.
Right. The jinn is an entity, you know what I mean?
The snare is laid for him in the ground,
Right.
and a trap for him in the way.
Right. So just like he's trapping us with his philosophies, it's all going to come back on him. That's what he's saying. Yeah?
It says, terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet.
Right.
His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side.
Right. Read that part again.
So it says, terror shall make him afraid on every side.
Right. Terror is
and
going
shall
to
drive
make
him to his feet.
right. He's the one who's been terrorizing everybody. But now he's losing his powers. Terror is going to have him afraid on every side. I'm getting Proverbs 37.
But still,
137. That's the one. We can start up a bit further. So terror is going to have him afraid. He's been terrorizing everybody by his weapon. And he's got nuclear weapons, he's got Exocet missiles, his planes. This is what he's blessing. This is the sword. So if you've got some kind of weapon, you can terrorize someone. Yeah, you could stand. If you've got all these nations mixing up, look, Arab minds, but in general, none of these nations will be like that. When we're in power, they're all going back into their. Well, all the nations of women are going to be ours, but all these other nations are going.
You might get a free drink.
You know what I mean? And started.
Book of Psalms, chapter 137, 137, verse 6. And 7. O Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem. You said, race it, even to the foundation layers.
Right, so the Lord said, remember, who are we talking about? The children of Edom? The people that we're talking about right now, who's hunger bitten and the snare, the Edomites. Because they got a special judgment. Why? Because they're our big wicked brother. He has to be judged because he's jealous about our blessing. He wants the blessing what was bestowed upon us before we was even born. It tells you that in Romans, that the blessing is going to be ours. The blessing is to rule forever. But the white man, Elon Musk and these men are trying to find a way with their Neuralink and their star-like system and all this madness on witchcraft. I was talking to a brother the other day about the witchcraft of this man's society. Harry Potter and all that. It's all witchcraft. It's all witchcraft. Television, witchcraft. He's trying to, like we talk about fables. How does he send his fables out? Through his mediums, television, radio, yeah, witchcraft. This is his blessing as well. Deceit, you know.
To overturn prophecy. You know what I'm saying? That's like in his video games and everything. Oh, it was always he stopped the prophecy, or he overturned it. Something happens, isn't it? But you ain't gonna do it to this one, man. So you can have it in your Hollywood movies and your video games. It's exciting to play those games. You know? It makes it, what's the word called? Interesting. Yeah? Because it's like, oh, you thought it was gonna happen at the end, but it didn't.
The video game can finish with a different ending.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's it called? Ending scenario, isn't it? This only has one ending. You know? He ain't gonna overturn his prophecy. But that's what he's trying to do, literally. He's trying to live forever. Like, what's that thing that they put themselves in like this cubicle and they
Cryostasis.
yeah, and they try to freeze them like, but if you do that, your heart stops. Your body ain't supposed to be
Yeah, but what they want to do is preserve the flesh. Because if you freeze everything, they want to reboot. It's like what's that film with Wesley Snipes? It's the same thing.
That's what Felix said.
That's what it was about.
Demolition Man.
Demolition.
Yeah.
Same thing. Cryostasis. Yeah.
It says here, Psalms chapter 137, verse 7. Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation of it.
Right, so we're supposed to remember. It's like King David.
Yeah.
David said, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom. Yeah? Talking about the white man, so-called white man, who's an Edomite. This is what he's trying to hide who he is. He is the Edomite of the Bible. Yeah? Well, God hates the number one nation. He hates all nations, except Israel. But the number one nation he hates is Edom. It's mentioned in Psalms 83. Yeah? They that hate thee have lifted up their heads. Number one is Esau. Why? Because Esau's the last hegemony, ruling race when the Lord comes. Yeah? Because he's, like we're saying, he's the one who can actually take people out of power because of his sword. He's got the weaponry to take man out of power. Yeah? Because that's how all wars and that's how all powers was extricated. Is when you go into another man's land and you fight them with your weaponry. And the white man's got all the weaponry, the tanks, the missiles. This is his blessing.
It says here, the daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed.
Why is it saying daughter of Babylon? Because he's not actually Babylon. The Babylonians were big head Cushites. But he's a daughter of Babylon because he takes on a lot of Babylonian customs. Yeah, he implements them in society. When you look at some of their cars, their badges, they've got a wing disc on it. That goes back to Babylon, yeah? Some of their days, Christmas goes back to Babylonian days, yeah? So this is modern Babylon. And Babylon comes from the word Babel, what means confusion. The white man's world is nothing but confusion. Even the animals are so knocked out of sync now, it's confusion, yeah?
Daughter of Babylon, thou art to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
Right, so he ought to be destroyed. Okay? Why is it ought to be destroyed? Because it's already been prophesied in the Bible that he's going to make Russia launch missiles and all these and their friends, all the ones who have made a pact with Russia. Yeah? He's going to make the Russians launch missiles on America. Now we're having white on white crime because Europeans now are fleeing from their habitation now. Before it was the Africans and the Arabs, but now it's white and white. White people are fleeing now. So he's set the Egyptian against the Egyptian. This is what the Lord said he's going to do. White and white crime. Yeah? Feed them with their own flesh.
The priest said, this is Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25, verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy.
Right?
I will utter with my tongue.
Right?
And man that hath joy of his children.
Right? And man that joy of his children, yeah?
And he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy.
Right? And he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And this is what our forefathers want to see, the fall of our enemy. Who's our enemy? The Caucasians, because they're definitely not our friends. Friends don't burn friends. Friends don't enslave friends. Friends don't rape your women. Friends don't use your children as alligator bait. Yeah? Friends don't do that. That was a problem. Yeah. She needs to put some fucking colour in there, man. That was definitely, she's actually come, come out the grave, man. Yeah. Oh, nasty.
That's like when you go to
You'll have to do something with that in the dark, man, if you want to get hard or something. That was nasty. You have to feel that, innit? You know what I mean? Yeah, that was nasty. You go, when I see that naked, you go,
Show you something on the back, man.
Yeah, but I'm talking about just the veins and the, horrible.
That's what I said before as well. Like, I feel in the morning when you wake up, it's like, you know when there's no differentiation, yeah, you can't differentiate between the nail and the thing. Like, this is brown and this is pink, but it's still pink.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck? Like,
wow,
no, nonsense.
It's the same like a pig, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like it does something literally.
Yeah, but last night when you was shoving it, it was alright.
Yeah, it was alright.
Only after you nut, that's when you go, what am I doing?
When you come to your senses.
Yeah, you go, because you wanted to break one off, innit? So they go, But she's like this one here, he's got kind of got tangy kind of like that. Yeah, well, it's common is, English blue blood. Horrible.
That's why like, they created what's the word, makeup.
Yeah, so they can cover.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The makeup was a thought of for nations of colour.
That's why they got tangy boots and all that. Because they know there's something wrong with it. When they wake up in the morning and they look at that pale thing, they know there's something wrong.
That's why they have that saying to take their face off.
Yeah,
Because their face actually has a colour in it. But when you take their face off, there's no colour.
Oh, they say put their face on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I used to deliver and he took me home and he said, called his wife. She said, I haven't got my face on.
Yeah,
You
that's a
understand? Because
mask.
you need a makeup, you know what I mean? To project that.
To mask that.
Send me that picture of that black girl with all the bumps and all that. And he said witchcraft. And when you see her with all the makeup on, she looked pretty. But when, they showed you a picture of the back. She's like, oh man, it's horrible. See, that makeup is witchcraft, man. It hides a lot of enemy.
A lot of people.
Holy people. Trust me. This woman looked like, what's that thing called? That man in his dragon? Pete in his dragon? She looked like that, man. She looked like a real dragon, man. Horrible. And I think she needed a whole heap of makeup. But that's another story, yeah?
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth.
We start up a bit on that.
Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
Right, so the Lord said, we're going to be happy to reward them how they served us. So, what did it say there? Reward shall turn upon their own head. How did they serve us? By putting us in slavery. That's why universal principle karma comes into play. What goes around comes around. That's what's going to happen to them. But because they got these weaponry, and whatnot, they think that, there's nobody that can take us down on earth. Not even these Negroes. But what they don't realise, there's going to come. There's an entity coming from a different realm, take him down. Yeah, the one they call Jesus Christ is coming from a different realm. It's going to crack the skies in what they call UFOs. Yeah, Whitey knows this. The top Whitey knows this, but these PR people, because what he's talking about, how they doubt they what's the word I'm looking for? How they dampen the reality. You understand? Dumb them down.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
And why is that? Why are you going to take someone's baby and throw it against the stones? That's what they've done to us, man. They put our baby as alligator bait. This is well known. They use black children for alligator bait. Planned Parenthood. What are they doing with us? They're killing black children. Look, there's nothing new under the sun. The same thing the Egyptians done when they called for the decree. When you see a male child on the birthing stools, kill him. If it's a woman, let it live. Because they know women are for booty. A man puts his seed into a woman and brings forth his nation. So when the white man conquers a so-called dark nation or any other nation, when he puts his seed into that woman from that nation, it brings back the Caucasians, man. Race or his nation. They know that. They know the man carries the X and Y chromosome, what determines the nationality and the sex. Okay?
The general verse.
Read that.
It says here, Psalms chapter 9, 139, verse 19.
Read.
Surely thou will slay the wicked, or Yahweh, the Most High.
Right, who's going to slay the wicked? Who are the wicked? The Caucasian people. They're known as the wicked in the Bible. Why? The apple don't fall far from its tree. You know what I mean? All you got to do is look at their track record. That's why they talk about race theory. What's that thing they call it now?
Critical race theory.
That's why they talk about critical race theory now. That's sweeping it underneath the carpet. You know? Because it's embarrassing. You know what I mean? Enslaving people and building your society off of 400 to 500 years of free labour, and then you got the audacity to say that these people are lazy and no good.
They don't want to work. We're working 400
Right, but lazy is not working, being lazy. But we're the ones that built their society. Without us, they wouldn't have mobile phones, they wouldn't have cars, the society wouldn't be running smooth. We're the ones that invented everything. And why? They stole it. Because why? He's the king. Yeah? He's the reprobate. It's everything God said that is negative on the earth. You know?
Says here,
Right? So we are the Israel.
Yahweh, depart from me,
I know we
therefore,
don't find
you bloody
much.
men.
Right, so depart from me, you bloody men. Who's he talking about? Who is the bloodiest man on the planet? Right? Who's committed the most deaths and murder on the earth? World War I, World War II? Bloody man. You've got World War III coming, which is going to be more death. He's known as the bloody man. Not only that, he eats his food with a blood in it. There's a law in Leviticus around 1926, around that region there, we're not supposed to eat anything with the life force, the blood in it. Okay? He is the bloody man. No doubt about that. He is the bloody man. Can't say the child. He is. You know? He's the harbinger of death. He is as death.
For they speak against me wickedly, and thy enemies take thy name in vain.
Right, they speak against us wickedly. And they take our name in vain. Well, they've taken away our name. Because what did he say in Babylon? Obadiah. Race it, even to the foundations thereof. They've taken the Israelites' name in vain. Why? Because you've got the power over us now. You can line up some jakes and they don't even know that their name is Israel. That's why it tells us they gave us bywords for names. That's why we got bywords. West Indians, Jamaicans, Haitians. They take Israel in vain because they don't even call them Israelites. They call them Israelis. Yeah? They take our name in vain. But what did the Lord say? He that toucheth you, toucheth the apple of his eye. That's why they're getting their comeback now. The great Satan is getting his comeback. The tables are turning. The changing of the guard. Yeah? You know?
Verse 21, do not I hate them, or Yahweh that hate thee?
Right, and that's what David said. Do not I hate them. So there is hate in the Bible. Yeah? And God said he hates the Caucasian man. Yeah? David reiterated that and said, did I not hate them but hate thee? Who hates God more than anybody? The Caucasian people. They hate God more than anyone. They've taken him out of the schools now. They put Satan in there.
Hey,
It says, am I not grieved with those that rise up against thee? I
Right?
hate them with a perfect hatred.
Right.
I count them mine enemy.
Right, so that's how we're supposed to catch them. Even though we're supposed to work with them. Because they're in rulership, we've got to go for them for one of all things. But the Lord said to us, wise as serpents and harmless as doves. In other words, we're Superman, but we've got to play like Clark Kent. See, Clark Kent looks feeble and everybody pushes him around, makes fun of him. But really, he can tear them a new arsehole, as they say. Because he's restraining his true power, his true self. So that's why we got to be like that. You know, on the streets we can come out and we can call the white man the devil and all that, but we ain't going to do that in your working environment. That wouldn't be wise. Yeah?
So search me, O the Most High, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting.
Right, so David was just saying that he was saturated with the Lord, you know, basically. And the Lord was, he said David was a friend. of his. Right, so basically a friend. Same like Moses. Said he was a friend. Certain man in the Bible, the Lord said that he was friends with them. You know what I mean? Not a lot of men could friends. Not much of them. Jeremiah 51.
Look at Ecclesiastes chapter 12.
Yeah, that's the hand. And then, yeah, that's what I made for you the other day. Because then you can like
In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves.
Right, we're reaching that time now. The keepers of the house, which procrastinators, the ones that look into the future and do all that forecasting, stock market. These chaps here, you know.
And the grinders cease because they are few.
Right, the jobs cease because there's few, right? And Elon Musk now is laying off 10,000 workers. Another one as well, the Winklevoss brothers, what they're called. They're getting rid of there because they're moving gradualism. They're using that gradualism now because they're going to get rid of the people because they don't need the people as a workforce no more. You know, they got androids. Androids can do their job. Yeah.
Those that look out the windows be dark.
Right, and that's the stock market. These are these financial consultants. They're looking out the window now. They're seeing everything's imploding. Yeah, coming to the end of the white man's rule. Yeah. Read.
Says here, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low.
Right.
And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Right, and that's all it's sight. When there's no jobs, when there's no manufacturing, no entertainment, basically no electricity, none of these pleasures.
Pleasures. Because it's technically a pleasure to walk up, wake up and go into turn on the tap.
Right, turn on the kettle.
Yeah, you have to walk
Right, don't make a fire to put kettle on, just turn on the kettle and then boils and all these is pleasures.
You have to
And it tells you
make
that.
a fire to, what's the word called? Cook your...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do anything, boil water to everything's convenient. And that's what it says. It's pleasures. It says that in the Bible. Are the pleasures, Babylon's pleasures. You know what I mean? Put him in a spirit realm. The white man's in such pleasure that, they can't see anything happening in this society. It tells you that as well, isn't it? Psalms 49 and 11, King with 40s, that his house should continue forever.
Especially when they're at that age as well. They're like trying to fulfill the last parts of their life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when they come into that, like, they're trying to